authoritarian human rights violation, China-centric global recession. These keywords have been common in the Western media after the Chinese government ordered a lockdown due to the coronavirus outbreak. Western critics have nothing but skepticism to offer. After all, shutting down the province of Hubei, closing shops and factories, as these measures were taken by a communist government, what else could they say? Now, the coronavirus is officially a pandemic steadily spreading across the world. Italy has also decided to do the same as China, locking down the entire country. Apart from Italy, governments across the continent have started enforcing lockdowns and are planning full border closures to prevent the spread of the virus. The French president has also ordered a lockdown, asking people to stay home. People in the UK will face a £1,000 fine or custody if they refuse coronavirus tests and quarantine. Police in England and Wales are allowed to use reasonable forces to detain people who are at risk of infecting others. As restrictions on people's movement are enforced across Europe, police in Madrid use the drones to broadcast audio messages asking the public to stay indoors, just like the ones China used to administer the lockdown. At the time, this act was called bizarre by many Western media outlets. China and Europe have implemented similar measures to fight the virus. However, some Western media outlets have not treated them the same. Whatever China did was another story. For days, China has reported 0 cases outside Hubei province. Only a handful of imported cases have been reported, according to officials. This proves that the measures taken by the Chinese government have been effective. But as many governments around the world find themselves ill-prepared to deal with the outbreak, blame game politics is becoming more prevalent, especially in the United States. While referring to the Wuhan virus and the Chinese virus, Trump has repeatedly blamed China for the coronavirus pandemic, saying that the world is paying a very big price for what they did. Meanwhile, U.S. right-wing media outlet Fox News is spreading the message that Trump implies. However, Fox News made a big U-turn in its coverage of the outbreak. News host Jenny Piero on March 7th stated that all the talk about coronavirus being so much more deadly doesn't reflect reality. But a week later, she called it an incredibly contagious and dangerous virus. Fox's change in tone was not helpful. A survey conducted by The Economist published on March 18th found that only 38% of Fox News viewers recognized the seriousness of the virus. In addition, half of MSNBC viewers considered the virus to be serious. A recent editorial published by the New York Times entitled "Trump Defends Using Chinese Virus Label, Ignoring Growing Criticism" said that medical historians and public health experts, including some in Mr. Trump's administration, have emphasized that pandemics have no ethnicity and stressed that associating them with an ethnic group can lead to discrimination. Another op-ed published by the New York Times with the headline "3 Rules by the Trump Pandemic" also said, so Donald Trump is now calling COVID-19 the Chinese virus. Of course he is. Racism and blaming other people for his own failures are the defining features of his presidency. But if we are going to give it a nickname, much better to refer it as the Trump pandemic. As of today, the U.S. has more than 13,000 confirmed cases. The governor of California, the most populous state in the United States, has estimated that over 25.5 million residents, that's 56% of the state's population, will get the virus. Clearly, the Trump administration's handling of the outbreak reveals its failure in uniting against the tragedy and rising above petty blame game politics. There can only be one way forward in face of a global emergency. Double standards and indulgence will only lead to self-harm in the end. Now is not the time for finger-pointing or debating in great detail what has already happened. It's time for global cooperation in the face of a common threat.